Welcome back to the Play WholEarth game last week on One WholEarth. And we are here to start the new game, to restart the game. Every week we come back and restart the game with new ideas, fresh ideas. So if you're tuning in or returning, I really want to thank you. Please give me a few minutes to make my point here and see if we can't get into this together. So we're on a spaceship and we're going 60,000 miles an hour. And we're spinning through the galaxy, spinning around the sun, going 45,000 miles an hour. Like it or not, we're constantly at motion. There's no stopping us now. So we're doing a corkscrew through the galaxy with our spaceship we call Earth, which I'm calling One WholEarth. Because on spaceship Earth, there is plenty. If you're a living thing, you need these 5 things. You need a place to sleep, you need water, you need food, you need energy, and you need something to do in order to stay relevant and stay current and be part of this grand experiment on spaceship Earth. So housing, water, food, energy, and jobs. Let's go ahead and run the opening.
Very few people getting this message. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream can happen.
Here we are. We're back in the game. So what you see here is my avatar, and this is what I call, everybody looks at this and says, that looks like a house. I think it does. And so that, the first part of our thing is that the house that we live in, everyone is given this house. If you have made it through the birth canal and you're part of the human life on planet Earth, then you're here for, what everybody else is here for. Basically, to be the best person you can be, to help other people, to live and travel without harm. So, welcome into the game. And here we are. Now, each week we like to go over the fact that we are here for one more week on this planet, and we have survived another week. And right now, there's so much going on. We've come through June 1st portal, and this is a pretty prickly portal, if you know what I mean. If you're following what's going on, if we can see the graphic of our planet spinning in the galaxy, that would be great while I'm talking here, because that would show us the kind of like simple little teeny thing that we are in this whole construct. And we're barreling through. Now, what's happened today and yesterday is we're getting the waves from a CME that occurred, by which it's cutting down maybe some of the, in your area is going to be some power outages. And that might be due to the massive amount of energy coming in from the sun right now. You may be feeling groggy, you may be feeling sleepy, you may be feeling overamped, you may be feeling a little bit prickly around with the people around you. You might be feeling as though for some reason you're a little bit more agitated. It's because that we're getting hit by so much solar activity. Because we're also, not only are we getting hit by this CME that happened, but our shields are down. The magnetic poles are down significantly, maybe 30% below the standard they need to be to protect us from some of these really intense heat waves coming our way. So here to be. Can I get that graphic of the planet spinning around with the?
Yep, it's coming. It's coming.
Let me know when you have it.
We're waiting
Because
for
this,
some YouTube ads to finish
okay,
running.
turn your volume down, please. A little bit on your mic. Is a YouTube ad running? That's cool. Anyway, if you can just do that, tell me. I'm just going to keep talking. Just let me know if it's going on. Break in when it starts up, okay? So to remember that we're just a small dust speck in this whole thing. There you go. All right, we got some people timing it. Look at this. You see? Now we're also going through a heliosphere. So we're actually moving through one of the arms of the galaxy. So we're getting another dose of super high energy. We've got Voyager out and ahead of us showing us the way. It's just fascinating to think about how fast things are really moving. If you want to loop this, please, while I'm talking for now, that would be great. So just take a minute to drink it all
Yes,
in.
absolutely. I will.
Okay. And then, so we're going through this thing. Like there's plenty. Now, if we go back to the map of the Dymaxion map and we start to look at the resources that we have, I don't know if I can see that on my screen, but let me know if it's up. Because what we want to do is look around and see those green areas. We want to see those brown areas. We want to see how we have the technology. What if, so the idea too, the big idea was always to use the plastic in the oceans, to congeal the plastic in the oceans, to build huge floating islands that could be used to house perhaps the people who are now fighting deportation everywhere. Maybe, the idea of Liberia by, Lincoln was the idea to create an African state by which Africans could return, because having an option makes it more powerful when a person can extract themselves and self-deport. Now, coming from, a slavery into emancipation, the idea that you could actually self-deport became an actual thing for the first time in the history of the United States. So, getting undoing, because now you had habeas corpus, that everyone had a right. Everyone has the same rights in the country, so that we could continue to sustain this experiment, right? So here we are, out in the middle of, really a little piece of heaven. I'd like to come up here. It's on a plateau overlooking the Pacific Ocean, overlooking the Channel Islands. Today, there's a fog coming in, so you can't even see the islands. But fascinating day on planet Earth. So what else is happening? Well, Law and order it slows, it has slow wheels to justice. But the question is, how are we going to replace all the things that were completely destroyed by this pirate named Elon Musk, the hatchet guy, the enforcer? Like, what can you say? You just have to compare it to some type of mafia script or something, because, just brought this guy in. So this is what they call, okay, actually, remember, I think we talked about this in a previous episode. You can go back. If you like what I'm talking about, please give me a like and a share. Help me with some numbers. Let's make some numbers happen here. But what's called a Swiss Army knife. Do you know what a Swiss Army knife is, Renee?
Yep, I use one every day.
It's a little red thing, right? It's got
Yep.
everything you could possibly, but it's named after a certain type of weapon. When you put a Swiss into a situation, it's because you want to have an assassin who is brought into the battle, who has no person in the fight. They They have very little regard for the enemy because they don't. It's not their kin or anything. You bring them in so they can do the ugly jobs. You can do the surgical jobs, right? That's a Swiss Army knife. So that's what Elon Musk was. Well, in this case, he was a chainsaw, a Swiss Army chainsaw, right? Okay, the Swiss Army chainsaw completely dismantled all of these bureaus and bureaucracies that kept everything at a normal pace of, right, just getting things done, right? And through no fault of their own, I mean, what, 300, 400, 500, 600,000 people lost jobs, and then those people who lost jobs affected other people who lost jobs. This is like the most amazing kind of a nuclear war. I mean, this is like an internal, the 9/11 events, they never stop coming. If you start to look at this pattern, if you can you see the patterns? You got to start. I mean, you can go back. You can start with Lincoln. You can start with Kennedy. You can start with FDR. You can start with, but it gets more and more grotesque. Right there at the Bush Cheney legacy is the most grotesque. That whole Kennedy assassination in eyes just right there in front of everybody's. Everybody saw what they saw, but they told us a lie, and they told us a story, and they told us to look the other way, and they were just another lie. And then one after that. So what was the next one? The George Bush. Again, well, he couldn't get the war. Well, going to war in Iran, the whole Kuwait incident, bloodbath. Oh my God, war crimes, Fallujah. Okay, what next? His son. He set his son up to do the 9/11 caper. Buildings were absolutely wired by thermite and other things. Building 7, had a few, came down on its own volition. Absolutely ridiculous. Right in front of you all. Okay. What's the next one? Well, the Kennedy assassinations and the Kennedy, oh man, the whole Kennedy, it's like that's a really weird ritual sacrificial type of situation going on there. Just absolutely phenomenal when it comes right down to it. What else? Moving forward, well, getting Trump elected to begin with, that's 9/11 straight up in plain sight. Stolen election, but not by them. This whole gerrymandering and disallowing votes. It's actually the first time it happened, and most people couldn't even see it. It's like it didn't even look in that direction of the number of votes that were disallowed. Like the early voting, everybody who voted early probably did not get their vote counted. If you weren't in California or New York, who really value the value of a vote because they know things get done this way, because Democrats get things done while Republicans tend to be completely insane. All in the name of giving everybody a chance to have those 5 things we're talking about on the WholEarth game, right? The housing, the water, the food, the energy, and something to do to give back. I mean, is it too much to ask that we are provided the 5 things that are given to us for free by this planet every single day, every single hour of every single day? We are given 5 things at no cost, except, the battle to survive on planet Earth, which is, if you've ever looked at any of the wild kingdom, you know that it's a wild kingdom. There is no forgiveness out there. But there is no forgiveness in the animal kingdom. Why would there be? It's an absolute scientific thing that nature will find the best result through trial and error and the process of elimination. That's what happens. The only species that can change that is you, because all is mental, All is mind. The question is, are you the hammer or are you the nail? Both are important, and to be both is important. You got to be both. So be the hammer when you need to be the hammer and be a good hammer. Be the nail when you need to be a nail and be a good nail. And say thank you. And we'll check in next week. Give us a like and share. Oh, remember to buy the book. I don't know if you have the book up there, if you have the QR code up there too. Please take a picture of the QR code. Go to my website. Go buy a copy of the book. Then you'll know how to play the game. You can come in and you can, disagree with me. And I wonder, before we completely close out, Renee, are we having people talking in the chat room? Should we address some
Yes.
questions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, we have a question about law of attraction,
Sure.
versus law of opposites, and what's the difference?
Well, there you go. I mean, it's a magnetic fact. The law of attraction occurs at the plastic minute level too. See, so the microplastics, if you put a magnetic source by other plastic, it will attract itself more microplastics, so it won't get out into the ocean. But it degrades through ultraviolet and different things. So we need to be able to have something that will capture it, encase it, and make it harmless. But it's not harmless because inside that fungus is still that plastic. So we need to be able to harvest the fungus, take it to a place, do something with it. Now, what we might do with it is up to you. I can think of 4 or 5 things that would be beneficial to our planet, the building materials, something that could happen with the. So there's no such thing as waste, remember? Use less, waste none, find something to do with it, because that's the way our grandparents used to look at things. That's the way their grandparents used to look at things. So we go back to the basics. Any more questions?
Yes, somebody wanted to know what whole earth means. What is whole earth?
Well, whatever you think it means. So to me, there's whole systems thinking is what makes up an Earth. Okay, Earth, the planet Earth is a ball, but it's not like the moon, right? It has all these other things going on. Because it has water and because it has vegetation, and because it has this ecosystem that's self-regulating by some miracle, we're able to find and take advantage of a absolute garden. So, what was the question again?
What does whole earth mean?
Oh, whole Earth. Well, I mean, that's what it means. It's one whole Earth. Okay, so it's a new way of saying one thing. Okay, but it's my way of saying it because that's what I do. I come up with new ways to think of it. Maybe whole Earth is the word you need to make it to stimulate your imagination. The fact that we're all in this together, we're in a closed spaceship. It's all or nothing. There's all or nothing. Everybody's connected here, right? Every living thing is pretty much the same, except one of us, has a mental ability, which is really weird. Okay, next.
Oops, I was here. I was muted. Somebody said, where can they get the book? And guys, you can just look. We have the link that is down here. If you're on TikTok, I'm going to put it on the screen right now because TikTok cannot get the regular thing. Okay, everybody, check it out here. And you can also get it. Can you also get it on the website right now?
If you click on that, if you
Oh,
click
here,
on
right.
that
Okay.
thing, you'll be able to see pretty much what the book is about, and then you can just do your own work there. I think at the bottom you can go to buy now or something.
Right.
This is not
Okay.
like a secret thing. So I'm only asking $10 or $12 for the thing. I could, it'd be nice to get some sales, but the point is that we're all in this together. So whether you see this the day that I made it or whether you see it 10 years after I made it, the question will be whether we made it.
Right.
But
And
that,
you know what? If anyone who's watching, if you go to ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek and you type in, I'm going to put it up on the screen. If you type in Play Whole Earth Game by Alanson Charles, they will give you a summary. They will talk about it. So
right.
So you can also do that and get a little summary to wet your whistle. Somebody also, Jane said that Elon Musk just got fired from the White House. LOL. So I don't know if
Yeah,
you
but he
want to
got
talk about
fired like a week ago. That's not news. That's not really new.
that. That's not
And
really
basically,
news.
he was
Keep
never
talking.
hired. He came in as it was a total volunteer job,
Right,
to
exactly,
get in and
exactly.
basically fire 600,000 people.
Right. He himself did not actually get fired. He's on good terms with
No,
Trump,
he did
you
not
know.
get fired. He fired 600,000 people and
Right.
destroyed a very well-oiled machine. I mean,
Yes.
like a fucking watch, like
Hmm.
a fucking watch. This is how it
Yeah.
was working, and all the gears are all in the side of the fucking, inside of the road. We have to rebuild this now. So when we're rebuilding it, we're going to prioritize housing, water, food, energy, and jobs. Okay. Maybe you start with the jobs. It's a cycle. Okay. It's a circular thing. Jobs first. Okay. What's your job? Your job is to imagine clean water. Your job is to imagine to be homeful tonight. Your job is to imagine what it's like to be full, homeful, and hungerless. To be homeful and hungerless. That's your job. Is just to imagine that you have it all, and stop pretending like you don't have enough. Stop kidding yourself that you don't have enough. We all have what we need. Remember to breathe. Remember to listen. Help another person. Do the best you can. Don't make assumptions or gossip. Nothing personal. Just do the best you can. It's never going to be good enough. So keep working at it. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time on the field. Play WholEarth game. Don't be late for practice. Everybody plays at practice. You don't want to be late for practice. Click.
If you're one of the very, very few people getting this message,